Good evening, everyone. Keeping in mind our school's tradition, let us start today's event with the school song. Kindly rise for the same. So many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then seem improbable, and then when we summon the will, they soon seem inevitable. A very good evening. I, Pratyusha Gupta, student coordinator and head of the Sulonian International Film Festival 2021, welcome you. It is a privilege and honor to welcome today everyone that is present here on this platform. I would also like to take this opportunity to cordially invite our Italian and Polish partner school principals, teachers, parents, and students. The SIF is a two-day event of filmmaking where we showcase short films created by our very own students based on the classic Indian folktale, the Panchatantra. Although the moral remains the same, the movie differs in style and story, showcasing the various different thought processes of students across the globe. Last, but certainly not the least, I would like to invite Principal Ma'am, our Vice Principals, section heads, coordinators, our beloved teachers, parents, and Sulonians all across the globe to this film extravaganza. On this note, I would like to invite our Head of International Programs and Corporate Communications, Mrs. G. Vaijayanti, for the auspicious lamp lighting ceremony. I would now like to invite Mrs. Vaijayanti to speak a few words. Ma'am, I'm sorry, excuse me for the interruption. You're actually on mute. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the principal, Mrs. Revati Srinivasan of Srimati Sulochana Devi Singhania School, I, Mrs. Vaijayanti, Head International Programs and Corporate Communications, wish everyone here a very good evening and invite you all to our live platform. It's also an honor and privilege to introduce to you our guest of honor for the day, Mr. Anil Zankar, a winner of 2 national awards, one for Best Scripting NFDC and the second one for a Best Book on Cinema, and with 22 short films to his credit. Mr. Anil Zankar is a celebrated filmmaker, writer, and an academician with over 40 years of expertise in the field of cinema. Sir has had a long academic record as Senior Professor, Film Scripting and Film Appreciation at premier Indian institutes like FTII, NSD, NID, Whistling Woods, Symbiosis Institute of Mass Communication, Films Division, and Xavier's Institute, to name but a few. Currently, Anil Zankar Sir is the Dean of Flame School of Communication at Pune. As a film academician, Mr. Zankar designed the film course for the CBSC board and introduced the IB film course in India. He's also been a visiting faculty at the University of Pune, Allahabad University, Kerala University, Osmania University, the Indian Institute of Advanced Studies in Shimla, and many such other premier universities in India, and has presented papers at international conferences in Poland and Japan. Sir has also been the jury for Indian Panorama for International Film Festival of India in 2010 and 2013. And he has been invited as a speaker in Goa at the Literature Festival at Panjim and Taj Literature Festival in Agra and Pune International Literary Festivals. Sir also has 2 Hindi cinemas to his credit, Mission Mangal and The Accidental Prime Minister. Sir recently completed a documentary on the life of Professor Jayant Narlikar of Sahitya Academy, and he's also working currently on a book. Well, we'll keep that a secret. It's about the city of Mumbai as seen in Hindi films. Since 2017, Sir has also been a visiting faculty at the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, ISER, Pune. And on that note, I cordially welcome Mr. Anil Zankar to our August platform and request him to share a few words with all our students. Thank you so much, sir, and welcome here.
Before that, by Jayanti, I'd like to really take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Anil Zankar. And sir, I have a surprise for you. Come.
Hi, Anil.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Good.
She's here for a panel discussion.
Okay.
So she's logged into the lab, to the Foxconn lab, edit lab. So I thought I'd say hi.
Okay.
Have fun. Bye.
Good to see you. Bye.
Just on the same note, Anil wrote the curriculum for the CBSE board, the one that we just spoke about.
Yes.
Ma'am, it's wonderful that you could make it.
Yes.
To see you, and we missed you for the lamp lighting as well.
I know, but you know, the panel discussion went on a little longer than the scheduled time, and I was supposed to log in by 4:45, but it got extended. I'm here in Whistling Woods, and imagine Sir has been here teaching, so I'm feeling very, very nice that I am using one of their labs to be able to log in. Thank you very much, sir, for encouraging our children by your presence. Let me tell you, this is a dream come true for us, because we started this whole course of mass media and communication with the purpose that we give children the real meaning of education, and education beyond academics, beyond marks, beyond all of that. And we give them subjects that they can sort of explore. And if they have the kind of talent, and let me tell you, dear parents, that's what the purpose of introducing mass media and communications. I must tell you all that it's taken off so well, with children doing very well for themselves. Apart from that, I think they've had hands-on experiences in a whole land area of communication. And it's not just about written communication, but oral communication and the video, visual communication that it is. And it's a beautiful language. That's what I understand. Media is a wonderful language. So I think this is one more language that we are teaching our children. And academicians who have had their hands-on in the media world, like you, so we are so happy to have you, because you're going to be giving them a bird's eye view of what it is, both from the academic point of view and the real world point of view. And thank you very much to all my dear students who have participated in this International Film Fest. Thank you very much for putting in your ideas, bringing out the best that you can. I know this is just one raw step, but small steps will make the huge impact. And later on, you'll be a great player yourself. And that's what this platform is. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation, and to all my dear children and to all my teachers in the Mrs. Vaijayanti Arun, wishing you the very best for the 2-day fest. Thank you.
Okay, so good evening or good afternoon, wherever you are, actually. And it's a pleasure and it's an honor also. And I'm very pleased to get to know about this. I've already seen all the films with the, I think the school was very kind enough to share it with me. And I thank you, Principal Ma'am, as well as the school formally, for having introduced me. Because as you heard, that I have been involved in doing this, and before we came on air, we were discussing some of these experiences that we had during CBSE. And I also worked on the IB syllabus, the Mahindra School in Pune, Mahindra United World College, actually. They were the first ones to introduce that. So I introduced that course in India. I was a part of the syllabus committee member. So this was a very, very different kind of an experience also with CBSE. It really was more of a learning experience, which tells me despite having spent about 3 decades or more. So this is always a very exciting area that we neglected. So I'm very happy and very proud that, schools are taking this initiative. Now, about the films, first of all, I want to share with the students and the teachers. I really I'm very, very impressed with the level of commitment and involvement that all the schools and your teachers have shown to the students. The students must consider themselves lucky and privileged. They are not filmmakers. Your teachers are not, trained in cinema or in media. Yet I can see the effort that they have been putting in, and that has not stopped them, from starting this very innovative activity. So I think you should thank your stars. You are in very, very good place. As is very, very evident from the idea, the conception, and what actually I was told about how the project has come through and the common platform and the 3 schools have worked. I think that's a very, very nice concept, and I think you should do that. I have one suggestion about that, because all of this is fiction. I've seen some non-fiction. So, but anyway, but that we can take up later on. But just I'll mention this in passing, is that you should also encourage non-fiction films, for students, because they already have 3 or 4, which is not part of this project, but I got to see them, and they're very well made, actually. So this is the students' films also about, since I've seen them, I would like to tell the students that stay focused on your own world. And I'm very glad that Panchatantra stories were given to you, and you have tried to do something which is based on your experience, closer to your world, and that's exactly the right approach. And I'm sure that your teachers, you should thank your teachers that they've, I think, allowed you to do what you wanted to do, without really interfering too much, because it all looks to me, I'm experiencing this matter, so I can immediately make out when the teachers trying to impose in this. And that's a very bad tendency a lot of our teachers unfortunately have. But over here, I didn't see that anything of that kind happening, and which was very heartening to see. So this is something I want to tell the students. Of course, I understand that you're not trained formally in filmmaking, and it takes a lot of this thing, but training, etc., etc. But that's for your later stage. I mean, you're just starting out in life. You go into university education, and there's something that I want to tell. But cinema is a very universal language, and how universally shared in the experiences, sometimes very unexpected things happen. And for the Italian students of mine, I want to share these 2 things, because when I began getting interested in cinema, I started watching films in 1975 in Film and Television Institute of India, which is in Pune. That's my hometown. And one of the first films that influenced me, from the European films particularly, were Polish, Czech, Hungarian, Italian films. And Fellini and Antonioni have been extremely popular with our film school, and I'll share a story shortly, an anecdote a little later, and about the same, which will let you know, which will make you understand how deeply cinema, sort of works on it. Not only that, when our National Film School was founded in 1961, the gentleman who was in charge, Professor Mushir Ahmed, he studied 4 major film schools in the world which existed at that time. One was EDEC at Paris. The second was American Film School. Then, of course, the the first one, WIG at Moscow. And the fourth was Centro Sperimentale, which has been one of the very reputed schools. So our syllabus and what we formatted this thing, the best practices from these schools have been culled into that. And the spread of education from FTI has begun into that. So the links are, far more universal. Now, in a lighter vein, I will also want to tell you the same point. In 1982, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, Italy won the World Cup in football. And that time I was teaching in FTI, and there was this one episode which happened. I wasn't there, but I heard a very detailed description of which I'll briefly share it with you. Match was going on between Italy and England. And those days we didn't have multi-channel system. So sports event was rare and people just flocked there. Now all the people, almost all the students were fans of Italian, were backing Italy against England. Now what was the reason? The reason was very simple. The reason was cinema. We were more familiar with Italian films than in English films. And we were great fans of, De Sica, Fellini, Antonioni, Lina Beth Müller. We had seen all those films and they were discussed them as the most popular films. So not all people who were watching the match were football fans. So anytime the Italian forwards would charge towards the English goal, you have the students, getting excited and what they were shouting. They didn't even know the names of the players, like Donadoni or Schillaci or whoever, Rossi. All that you heard was Fellini, Antonioni, Saragina, La Dolce Vita, La Strada. This was the cheering that was going on for the football team, by Indian students in a World Cup match against Italy and England. So this is how cinema travels. We don't even realize, how much we internalize and how connected cinema internationally has been. So this is a very, very nice initiative that all the three schools have begun. I think it should be kept up, and I hope that it grows in time, and I'm sure it will, given the involvement and the hard work that has been put up by all the three schools, which is very evident from what I seen. For the first time I ever heard about this, or I'm seeing the evidence of it in the 1920 films that I have seen here. So I wish it all the well, I wish it all the best, and I wish it grows, which I'm sure it will. And finally, I now declare the Sulonian International Film Festival 2021 open. All the best. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you, Anil sir, for those encouraging words. We hope that you find our work as interesting as we did while creating it. It is an absolute pleasure to be a part of the SIF, which is a combination of films and documentaries contributed to by Italian partner schools. Our first segment of the day is dedicated to the legendary filmmaker Bimal Roy, who is particularly noted for his socialistic and realistic films such as Devdas, Madhumati, Bandini, and Sujata, making him an important director of Hindi cinema. In this segment, we have a mix of Sulonian films, a collaborative Italian film, and a documentary on the second wave of Indian cinema. And with that, I, Advaita Sanas, would now like to raise the curtains to the first segment of Sulonian International Film Fest 2021.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods.
I had a series of visions when I was younger. After each one ended, the same thought would be stuck in my head.
just my sweater.
Chill sis, it's just me.
Oh my god, you idiot, you scared me to death.
Why are you so jumpy? Moreover, why are you still awake?
Because I had the silliest and the scariest night ever.
Okay, chill. I'm all ears.
During this wholesome conversation with my brother, he told me that it's all right to be scared sometimes, but never okay to let it worry me constantly. That figments of my imagination should not dominate my brain. Listening to his words, I realized that my fear only controls me as long as I let it have that power. So I donned on my jacket, conquered my fears, and took back the power I had so easily given up. Last night taught me to think calmly, react rationally. Instead of hiding or running away from my fears, I learned to face them head on with a determined stare. So don't let your fears overwhelm you, undermine you, cloud your judgment. Just take a deep breath, be strong, and always remember, you are much more than what your fears are made of.
It's quiet as turning years.
You didn't say go.
Sure.
It is the month of November. Diwali was right around the corner. All kids in Primrose Valley are enjoying their vacations and playing around when they are interrupted by Mrs. Bhatt, the event's organizer.
Oi bachcha log, come here. Hey, this is for you. This is for you.
Thank you.
Happy Diwali! So anyways, I was wondering if you all would like to take part in a Rangoli competition.
Oh sure, we would love to. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Great! Love the enthusiasm.
Later that day, the friends meet up to discuss their ideas.
Guys, I'm sorry I can't make it for the Rangoli competition because I am going out of town.
This is not the first time. He's always been bailing on us.
Yeah, he has always been flaky.
Guys, I think we should make a rangoli. It should be simple but not too basic.
Yeah, that sounds good. And we'll obviously write Happy Diwali around it.
Yeah.
And I also have these small diyas we could keep around. I think it will make our work look better.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
On the day of the competition,
That looks good. Just add some color on that side.
Sure?
Yeah.
It looks really good, you guys. I just hope no one tries to destroy it.
Yeah.
It would be too bad if someone tried to ruin it. Arey, not like that. You're going to ruin it.
I'm not going to ruin it. It's your dumb design that's ruining it.
You didn't even stop it, will you? Look at Sanika and the group's rangoli. They're almost done. Why are they fighting over a stupid design? We're going to win for sure. And we cannot let that happen.
Roy, Anvesha, and Simran are not happy about the group's rangoli being better than theirs. They come up with a plan to prevent them from winning the competition.
Hey, you guys. Oh my god, your rangoli is looking pretty good. Yeah, you guys have a nice chance at winning.
Thank you.
I'm sure you guys are doing a great job too. Something like that.
We were supposed to use those.
Oh no, we are so sorry, guys.
Hurry up, kids. 5 minutes to go.
Well, you have to do something about that quick.
Those were the only two diyas we had. Now what?
Don't worry, guys. We got this. We'll just use electric diyas this year instead of the real ones.
Let's go buy some new. Until then, you make sure that they don't come here.
Yeah.
Time's up, kids. Please stop working on your rangolis.
10 minutes later.
So I have in my hands the names of the winner. And the winners are Sanika, Riya and Trisha. Congratulations, group.
Thank you.
And so, with this, all three of them learned their lesson and agreed with the saying, intelligence and teamwork wins over might and haughtiness.
Mr. Rahul Singh.
Seems like I finally made it. I don't need to introduce myself now.
I still remember the day clearly when I first went to the Khanna mansion with my mom, who was a house help there. Initially, I felt at odds with how big the house was. The number of cars which they had more than the number of toy cars which I had. Their daughter Shania seemed very arrogant at first. But once I started to know her better, she turned out to be in fact very friendly and pleasant. In spite of her being rich and 2 years elder, she treated me as an equal. And in no time, we became good friends. We spent most of our time together playing games and watching television. One day,
Rahul, can you bring my perfume bottle from the dressing table?
ये क्या है? कलोगने?
It's not Cologne, it's Cologne. Didn't you learn this at school?
School? I can't go to school.
Why not?
My parents can't afford.
Oh, is it? Don't worry, you have me. I'll teach you everything.
Taught me everything, basically everything, right from the E of English to the Y of history. She fed me with different ideas and knowledge in such a way that I could understand everything easily. Sometimes I just got lost in the world of knowledge. I started to implement this knowledge in the real world, and one such day I got noticed by Shania's mom. 37.
Oh, where did you learn all this?
Shania taught me everything.
I did not do everything, okay? Mom, you won't believe it. Last week there was a concept which I didn't understand, but he taught me everything.
Wow, sahi hai?
It was because of Shania's mom that I gave the entrance examination and got in. She also paid for the fees. And after schooling, I received a 100% scholarship at a renowned university. Even Shania has started a business, but...
Hello ma'am, आपका check bounce हो गया है. What is all?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm sure there might be some issue with the bank. I'll check and get back to you, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I really need to do something. This is the 4th time such a thing has happened.
I got to know about Shania Didi's financial condition from my mother. We hadn't been in contact for all these years, yet I knew it was my duty to help her. I was indebted to her and her family. I paid off all her loans and made her stand on her feet.
Why are you doing so much for me?
Didi, I'm just doing what you have taught me all these years. Helping a friend in need. All these years you have helped me a lot, and now it's my time to give back. Today I can stand up on my own feet. I can say with pride that I have had the life that I dreamed for. And by life, I don't mean money but the love and friendship, which I'll always have. Someone has rightly said, weather comes and goes, but friendship stays forever.
It's a typical school day. Rebecca and Daphne, two very good friends, meet in the corridor and then they go into the class with Mr. Smith, the math teacher.
Hey Rebecca, how are you?
Hi, Daphne. I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Not really well because now we are going back to maths.
No, that's true. I find maths too boring.
Okay, what time is it? We're late. We have to hurry.
Yeah, let's go. Good morning, Mrs. Lee.
Soon after, he assigns a problem to his students. The two girls do it. The exercise is really hard and the two ladies spend half an hour to find a solution.
Daphne, how is it going? Have you solved this exercise? I don't know, I'm getting stressed. Did you get the solution?
No, I'm still at the beginning.
Hey, ready? How did you solve the exercise?
That's what I made. Look here.
For a different way, look.
I don't think what you did is right.
You always have a different idea from mine, and you never listen to me.
Is it possible you are right every time?
Mr. Smith looks at them. He is confused and disappointed because they are discussing and realize something is wrong.
So why don't you ask the teacher for advice and try to get to the solution?
Well, that seems right.
Sorry ladies, what's the matter?
We solved the exercise and I think it's correct.
No, my procedure makes sense, yours doesn't.
Be quiet girls, we can look it over together.
Mr. Smith calmly explained the exercise to the proud girls.
Both of you are right and both your solutions make sense.
Look, you literally saw the problem in the same way. You just work it out differently. Don't ruin your friendship for so little.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, I want to apologize.
Yes, I also feel sorry and I won't treat you like that anymore.
They are now still friends.
Both of you are right, and both your solution makes.
The types of films produced in India that stray away from the conventions of popular mainstream cinema are referred to as Indian parallel films. These films have taken many forms over the years, from Nehruvian India's influence on neorealism to the politically radical and liberal humanist films of the 70s and independent films. In newer ages, the films have shifted from being only focused on social issues to eventually speaking up about taboos and destigmatizing them. Satyajit Ray, Ritwik Ghatak, and Bimal Roy are the filmmakers who led Indian cinema to a new direction. Later on, when the second wave of Indian parallel films hit in 1998, directors like Amir Khan, Gauri Shinde, and Shri Narayan Singh have contributed to making society more amiable to the recent changes and contribute to promoting topics other than conventional mainstream movies. The new wave brought in multiple unexplored topics like positivity towards mental health issues, feminist views, the LGBTQ community, and stigmas like menstruation and sex. The directors also started making multiple women centric movies, which explored the extent of the concerns that women face in the society.
Examples of such good movies are Good News, Tare Zameen Par, Padman, Margarita with a Straw, Shubh Mangal Savadha, Toilet Ek Prem Katha, Luka Chupi, Badhai Ho, Dam Laga Ke Haisha, Pink, Queen, Mimi, English Winglish. Representation that the LGBTQ community gets in mainstream cinema has been an issue for quite some while. In movies, it has been used as a tool for comic relief and mockery. Movies that represented the community fairly were Shubh Mangal Zyada Savadha, Ek Ladki Ko Dekha To Aisa Laga, Lakshmi. The movie Padman talks about the menstrual cycle and how it is being neglected in the rural regions of India. The consequences of this are never really explored in any other Bollywood cinema, and it was rather referred to as a hush-hush topic. The bigger platform, the high budget and popular casting makes these movies more appealing to the public eye. While the current mainstream media is rather deep-rooted into genres of comedy, drama and heterosexual romance, these movies bring the light to different dilemmas. Bollywood has been a source of influence over the Indian audience since forever. Although we have a long road ahead, these tiny, difficult but impactful steps have brought gradual transformations in the mindsets of this influenced audience.
That indeed was a marvelous segment. Now, our second segment is dedicated to a legendary filmmaker of Federico Fellini. He was an Italian film director and screenwriter known for his distinctive style, where he blends fantasy with Baroque images and earthiness. He is regarded as one of the greatest and most influential film directors of all time. In this segment, we have a mix of Sulonian films, a collaborative Italian film, as well as a documentary on the second wave of Indian cinema. So here's coming up our second segment for SIF 2021.
Mayuri, open the door.
Welcome, namaste.
Namaste.
Happy Diwali.
How are you?
Happy Diwali. How are you?
Mom, I will go sit with Riya.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you so much. Oh, it's just a formality.
Announce everything.
Well, it's just great. Market's up, then we are up.
Nice. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mayuri, take this gift and keep it in the cupboard. The cupboard keys are in the dressing table.
Ji, ma'am.
Wow, did you seriously hand over those expensive gifts to your maid?
Annie, you're allowing her to handle your cupboard keys. We would never let her do that.
We can never trust our servants these days.
Exactly. You never know what they'll do, right?
Check this out. This is so funny. Show.
Oh my god, you broke my phone.
No, it was not my mistake.
Riya, uncle and auntie want to see the vacation pictures we clicked on your phone.
Mom, I can't find my phone.
What? You can't find your phone? Shruti, ring her. Ring.
I can hear the ring in this purse.
Mayuri, isn't this your purse?
Yes, it is my purse.
What's the matter? What happened?
Here, look at this. I found Riya's broken phone in her bag.
See, we told you, we can never trust our servants.
Can you explain this behavior? What explanation do you need, Pankaj? It is clear that she stole the phone and she broke it while stealing it.
No, sir. You know I can't do anything like this.
We trusted you and you betrayed us.
You are fired.
What? Leave.
Mayuri, don't fire her. It's not her fault. Shruti and I got into a fight and dropped the phone. It was just an accident. We panicked because it was Riya's new phone and didn't know what to tell you guys. So we placed the phone in her purse.
We are very disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
Mayuri, we are sorry. We shouldn't have come to a conclusion without knowing the whole truth.
Mayuri ends up getting her job back. But what do we learn from this? Always think before you act. A small action taken without thinking it through can cost someone a lot.
Teacher is handing out the test already assessed.
I hope to get a good grade. I studied hard.
Manuel did well, while Valentina didn't. She's very disappointed and angry.
Hi girls, how did the test go?
Ours went well, and yours?
I'm very satisfied. I scored the maximum points and I got the highest grade in the class.
He's always boasting. Now I get revenge.
The friends are going home.
We need to talk right now. Manuel is talking behind your back.
I had never thought I could do that. I'm really disappointed. I thought it was her friend. The friends are having an argument.
Manuel, what are you saying about us? What's wrong with you?
He's like, come, give me the phone. Listen, Manuel, you behave really badly. After what you've done, we'd better break off our friendship.
You should think before you act.
Manuel has made new friends.
We have already been replaced.
I took revenge on you.
It was all Valentina's plan.
It could be the truth. I feel so guilty. We found out that Valentina lied to us.
And we would like to apologize.
You should think before you act.
El backstage. Saluta!
ok? Listen, Manuel. Di quando parti? T'ha già partito,
Are having an argument.
Hey,
Hey, how have you been?
it's been a long time since we met.
So what are you up to these days?
I just got transferred back to Mumbai. It's great to be back.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Wow, you seem very different since we last met.
Yeah.
Hey guys!
Hi!
It's been a long time since we met. I know, right? With everyone gathered here, it feels as if it was only yesterday since we saw each other at school last.
I agree, Angelina. School days were the best.
Oh my god, you got 95%! I got 91. 95? I didn't even expect it.
I got 95.
I got 97.
I got 97.
I think 98 is the highest.
That would be me. I got 98%.
Oh my god, school's finally over. I'm so excited for college.
Now that school is over, what have you decided to take?
I think I'm gonna take science. I've decided to opt for commerce as I hate science and my parents won't let me enroll for humanities.
I think I'm going to opt for humanities.
But humanities, I thought you got 98%. Yes, but our marks don't determine the streams we want to choose. It all comes down to our dreams. I know, but then I know him since a long time and I'm just looking out for him. I'm pretty sure Dhruva has thought this through and is making the right choice for himself. Well, I just hope you don't regret it in the future.
Don't worry, Samantha. I have thought this through and I'm pretty sure about this decision of mine.
And I hope you're taking the right decision.
Those days are gone now, but it would be great to relive them.
Yes, I have realized that we always choose our professions based on what society thinks respectful. But then we have the choice ourselves, and through Dhruva, I have seen we have the freedom because we know what's best for us.
No one but we ourselves know what is best for us. We must make our decisions and stick to them.
Exactly, the aim for one can't be the same for everyone, right?
Truly, and I'm glad that I did not let others' opinion affect the choices that I made, and I ended up doing what I've always wanted to do.
Yes, I absolutely agree with what Dhruva said.
Thus, we learned that Dhruva didn't let others' opinion get the best of him, and he worked hard to achieve his own goals.
I totally relate to that.
I was a girl with an uncommon style, and living at school was very hard for me.
Hi, how are you? Oh, hi Sophie. I'm fine. What about you?
I'm just a little bit tired. I went to bed late because I was studying for the test. I hate biology so much.
Wait, we don't have a test today, do we?
Of course we do. Mr. Bali told us 1 week ago. Weren't you at school?
No, I wasn't.
Hey,
The test
loser!
Do you really think somebody will like this crap?
What do you want?
You're dressed like a clown.
Yeah, you look ridiculous. Carnival is over.
Come on, Sophie, don't take them too.
Are you turning to mommy for help?
Can you stop, please? I'm trying to listen to the lesson.
Damn, shut up, clown.
Yeah, shut up, you jerk. Why don't you leave me alone?
Because you should look at yourself and see how ridiculous you are.
Maybe they're right. Maybe I am the wrong one.
minute, Sophie. Why are you dressed like that? Did you change your style because of them? You mustn't change yourself for anybody. You must believe in yourself and in your idea. Don't rely on other people's opinions. You mustn't change yourself for anybody. You must believe in yourself. Oh, look at her!
I was a girl with an uncommon style and collo. Mastichiamo. Poi fate
Hey! Ta-da! Oh, Brahmin, why do you carry a dog on your back? What? Brahmin, can I help you with this dog on your back? Dog? Brahmin, isn't that unwise that you carry a dog on your back? It's a goat. It's not a dog. So why that goat looks like a dog? What?
That was indeed an amazing segment. Now we would like to play a video message from Mrs. Rossella, the teacher coordinator from our Italian partner school.
Hi, this is Rossella Terreni from Archimede High School in Italy. I would like to thank my head, Mauro Borsarini, and Miss Revati Srinivasan, principal of Singania School in Mumbai, along with my friend Vaiju Miss. My students and I are very happy to be part of the Sulonian International Film Festival 2021. We would like to thank all of you for this great opportunity of learning and teaching. This project is an immersive educational experience, inspiring for me as a teacher and for my students as well. In the making of the movies, I saw my students profoundly involved, each of them proactive and, please trust me, happier than ever before in school. So thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. Equipped with an impeccable mix of education, law, pedagogy, and physical education, Mr. Mauro is the head and principal of the esteemed IIS Archimedes School in San Giovanni, Italy. He is a hands-on leader and remains a visionary and a guide to his students and teachers. It is indeed a great pleasure to have Sir on a live platform. On this note, I, Aditi Rao, would like to invite Mr. Mauro to say a few words.
Good afternoon, India. Good afternoon, Srimati Sulashana Devi Singania School. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank the Director of Education and Principal, Mrs. Rivati Srinivasan, and the teacher, Mrs. G. Vayajayanti. Thank you for your kind invitation to the Sulonian International Film Festival for our school Archimede, its students and teachers. Thank you also to all students, Indian and Italian. Thank you for our teacher, Mrs. Rossella Terreni and Mrs. Nadia Nicolai. I would like to share with you two thoughts. The first concerns education. Educating is like sailing on a boat in the sea. The boat at first is led by the adult, the teacher, and the students are next to him or her and learn how to drive. Then the students begin to take the helm of the boat, now with the teacher at their side, who follows them closely. Then, and finally, and this is the most difficult step, the teacher leaves the boat because the boat has a new captain who drives alone. The student has grown. Second thought, international project, the exchanges between schools are a great opportunity of knowledge. We know our different cultures, different way of life, but we also get to know how similar we are in our emotions, in our joy, in our efforts, in our strengths, but also in our weaknesses. Humanity is like looking in a mirror and recognizes ourselves in the other people's eyes. Looking at your eyes, I can see my eyes. Looking at your joys, at your efforts and difficulties, I can see mine. We are so far, but so close. We are so different, but so the same. In the Sulonian International Film Festival and the all international exchange projects between schools, students begin to drive the ship on their own with their imagination and creativity. They can see in the other students and other cultures different from theirs how much it links us, how much makes similar as a human beings. So far, so close, so different, so equal. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations for the festival and greetings from Italy.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. As a mark of respect for your participation, we would now like to play the Italian national anthem. I request our audience to kindly rise and stand in attention for the same.
That's all for today. See you tomorrow at 5 pm. And until then, take good care of yourself. We hope you have a lovely evening.